So Harvard is suspending this group. That is a bit of breaking news. But Bernie, I want to get into sort of what we're seeing when it comes to students thinking they can use flares, make other people feel dangerous, and attack the NYPD. I mean, this has now gone into a level where, yeah, do you agree National Guard needs to get in here ASAP?
Well, I think engaging in violence, period, is wrong. And whether it's the National Guard or the NYPD, somebody has to start taking action, real enforcement action, locking these people up. No more desk appearance tickets. No more pats on the back. Get them locked up for engaging in violence. They're supporting terror groups. They're engaging in violence. In any other circumstance, they would be arrested.
They could open files, though, for domestic terrorism.
No, exactly. And listen, this is you have to wonder what the administration's thinking, letting this stuff continue, whether it's Columbia, Harvard, or anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, Jake, let's react to what AOC is saying. And we know some of the folks who joined yesterday at Columbia were professors. AOC is out there defending all of them. And the folks in Harvard, as we heard, said they were standing in solidarity with Columbia. So the trend there is we can do this, we can get away with this. This is her, and this is Biden reacting.
It is especially important that we remember the power of young people shaping this country today, of all days, as we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
Do you condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses?
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
Mostly peaceful, kind of like the BLM riots, right? Where fires are erupting. This is what I'm thinking. This is the flashback, Jake.
Right, and chasing after obviously Jewish students and blocking them from walking across campus when they're not even trying to engage. These aren't peaceful protests. That's a lie. It's also a lie that this is really being led by the students themselves. There are actual members of Hamas, not just supporters, but members of Hamas on these campuses having a lot to do with these protests. And she also mentioned, standing up for the professors. The professors are part of the problem, if not the biggest part of the problem. These universities flooded with more money than they know what to do with, got drunk on the money, and literally hired anti-American terrorists to be professors at our universities. I'm here with former Commissioner Kerik. On the days after 9/11, would you have ever guessed that the universities in New York City would be hiring terrorists as their professors openly? That's what's happening. That's why we're having this. That's why it's been escalated. Don't make it all about naive students. It's also about actual terrorists coordinating all of it.
It is clearly, there's orchestrated. These tents are brand new. There's some type of coordination. And, it comes down to also, you talked about some of the money. Well, some of the big donors are saying we're out. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, alumni of Columbia, not donating to the school anymore. And he says in a statement, the school I love so much is no longer an institution I recognize. I also want to play a little bit, Bernie, of this Jewish professor who is locked out. His ID doesn't work at the gate. And here's his reaction.
Columbia University right now is denying me entrance to the university. The Jewish students had to flee campus to be safe. The pro-Hamas terrorists are inside campus. That is not safety. That is not safety.
What's going to solve the problem? I mean, money's one part and parcel, but they've got hundreds of millions of dollars. People are speaking out. We're covering it here, Bernie. But what's really going to make these students feel safe?
Bianca, Jake has a really great point. Susan Rosenberg works at Columbia, or was hired by John Jay College of Criminal Justice. This is a woman that wanted to blow up the White House, a member of the Black Liberation Army and Weather Underground. You got Bill Ayers. These are professors that's teaching these kids and telling these kids to go out and do what they're doing. It's a horrific problem. People have to be held accountable. Anybody that engages in violence must be arrested and prosecuted.